Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. This is your boy, Willie Does Wrestling, back at it again with a brand new video. I'm doing an audio-only video for you guys today. But basically what I want to do is give my final thoughts on the CM Punk, Jack Perry, AEW All-In situation. And I'm aiming for this to be my final video of me talking about this footage because, to be quite honest, unless anything like big happens from this, there's no real reason to. But basically, I just wanted to give my final thoughts and kind of react to what a lot of other people have really been feeling about this situation. Because last night on AEW Dynamite, as all of you know, if you haven't been living under a rock, last night on Dynamite, the Young Bucks aired footage of the CM Punk and Jack Perry fight that happened at AEW All In 8 months ago. Why did they do this? They did this because CM Punk went on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani last week to essentially give his perspective as to what happened and why he was fired from AEW and what he basically did to get fired. Now, did CM Punk have to really break his silence on this whole situation? No, but he did. And in an act of retaliation, Tony Khan books this segment and decides to air this footage. And they tried to give a kayfabe storyline reason for this. They tried to say that the Young Bucks, who are the EVPs of AEW, had a match with FTR that same night, but due to the chaos of the footage, the chaos of the fight between Punk and Perry, that they had to put their EVP caps on, and they didn't have time to meditate, they didn't have time to mentally prepare for the match against FTR, and that was why FTR beat the Young Bucks at All In. It was just like a weird sort of kayfabe reason to show this footage, but anyone who has more than one brain cell knows that the only reason why they showed this footage was to essentially try to embarrass CM Punk. And I saw reports saying that Tony Khan and AEW were basically going to air this footage to purely embarrass CM Punk. But to be quite honest, they did the exact opposite. They didn't embarrass CM Punk. If they embarrassed anybody, they embarrassed themselves. They embarrassed the company as a whole. Because, number one, okay, they showed footage between two wrestlers who are not active in AEW anymore. Sure, Jack Perry is still signed, I think, but he's off in New Japan, and for all we know, in terms of AEW, he's still suspended. And CM Punk, he's in WWE now. He's still on TV sporadically. He's on the injured list. And I felt like I said this multiple times in multiple videos, and this is why this is going to be my last one. This was a ploy to get ratings. And I saw reports, too, that Tony Khan felt like the timing was right to air this footage, and they were going to do this to build Dynamite last night and AEW Dynasty. And it's like, sure, airing this footage, knowing what happened, drives interest in AEW this week. But did they drive interest to Dynasty? To be quite honest, no. No, they didn't. And I've also seen reactions from the most hardcore AEW fans that I see on Twitter and people that I know personally that say this was nothing. And CM Punk was right. CM Punk said he went up to Jack Perry, they yelled for a little bit, he shoved him, and he choked him out for a little bit. So what did AEW try to achieve? They tried to make it seem like this was a 5-minute beatdown, and I watched a video very recently by one of my favorite YouTubers, Christian Miracle, the WWE Sins guy. And he reminded me that on Tony Khan's little collision thing, on the collision afterwards, where he said innocent lives were in danger, who? He made it seem like CM Punk was going sporadic on everybody. Oh, Samoa Joe's right there. He's going to try to punch him. Oh, Jerry Lynn. Oh, Malachi Black was in the footage. Oh, Chris Hero. No. He only choked out Jack Perry. But the way that Tony Khan and everyone else and the shitty-ass dirt sheets try to make it seem, he tried to make it seem like CM Punk was just throwing shit and was going to fucking like hit everybody who was in his way. And then, of course, the big one, my life was in danger. What? He hit a table in frustration and yelled at you saying he quits? And Christian Miracle said this on his video too. What owner of a combat sports company doesn't know how to fight or can't control a little scuffle? That was what this is. This wasn't a brawl. This was a scuffle. Punk didn't punch anybody. He pushed Jack Perry and he put him in a guillotine choke to shut the guy up. And I know everybody, like, did CM Punk really have to put his hands on Jack Perry? Hell no. But for someone in CM Punk's generation, you got to think, that was in an era where a lot of guys were beating the shit out of each other. And the old saying goes, talk shit, get hit. So CM Punk probably was like, well, Jack Perry, you're done, man. You know what I mean? And, you know, nobody should assault their coworkers, and I'm not making excuses. I'm not making excuses for Punk. No one should assault their coworkers. He deserved to get fired for this, even if it was just a little scruffle. But was Tony Khan's life in danger? Were other innocent lives in danger? And was this like as chaotic as everybody tried to make it seem? Hell no. I will take that to the fucking grave. And no, I'm not having these thoughts just because Punk is in the WWE now, as much as all the AEW stans wants to believe. I believe this because it's how I see it. You know what I mean? This was a scuffle. I've seen high school fights worse than this. I've seen bar fights worse than this. There was one high school fight where literally a girl was on top of another girl and that girl got her head smashed in concrete. That's lives in danger, not this. But like I said, a lot of people really seem to have opened their eyes. I've seen YouTube channels. I've seen Twitter accounts. I've even seen Dave Meltzer say that this was petty, that this didn't need to air, and that this was embarrassing. I've even seen people compare this to the WCW finger poke of doom. And all of them are right. This is petty. Because you got to think, if you really wanted to air this footage, you could have done it 8 months ago. You didn't need to do this now. The only reason why you did it now is because CM Punk said his piece on the MMA Hour, and you thought you had to give it a justifiable reason. So, let's just say the Young Bucks were too focused on controlling the situation, and that's why they lost to FTR that same night. No, you're not fooling anybody here. And like I've said in my most recent video, it's like AEW as a company is not the problem. It is the owner. Because with every failing business, in the words of John Taffer in my favorite TV show, Bar Rescue, with every failing company, with every failing business, there is a failing owner. And Tony Khan is that. Because like I said in the video yesterday, Tony Khan is a friend first, and a wrestling fan first as well, and a boss second. Tony Khan didn't get up out of that chair that entire scruffle. If that was Triple H, my man has a defibrillator on. He would have been right on there. Dana White would be right up there. Did TK do it? No, he just sat his ass in his seat and he did nothing. Samoa Joe had to do the boss's job for him. Samoa Joe, the true professional here, Samoa Joe had to be the one to break the fight up. Go to the back and check on everybody. Why the fuck is Samoa Joe doing what the boss is supposed to do? And, you know, I had a big talk with my buddy, collaborator, friend of the channel, Will Ferris, after Dynamite. And we basically said that Tony Khan needs to go. And I've said this in numerous videos. Tony Khan is not fit for this, and it's evident now more than ever. Like, you guys don't get it twisted. I want AEW to succeed. I want AEW to get good ratings. I want AEW to continue to have the passionate fans that they have, as much as some of them are annoying as fuck. I want AEW to continue putting out shows, giving wrestlers jobs, giving lots of memorable moments to fans. But Tony Khan, I feel, is not fit. And I feel like Tony Khan needs to go. We need to give him the resignation papers. You know what I mean? Because this shit's not okay. You showed footage of 2 ex-employees, or at least 1 ex-employee and a suspended talent, getting in a scruffle just for retaliation. And I've seen people saying, oh, so you guys clearly didn't watch WCW in the 2000s. Yeah, and how did that work out for them, huh? How did that work out for them? Oh, you guys didn't watch the Attitude Era. Like, quit making excuses. I don't hate AEW. I hate the fucking boss. Tony Khan is not fit. He's not. And I don't give a fuck if people comment on this video saying cry about it like they did on my Young Bucks video. I don't care if people say that I'm a AEW hater, which I've said numerous times, especially the past couple of weeks. I'm not. If people make fun of my looks, make fun of the size of my channel, make fun of my views, I don't give a fuck, because Tony Khan needs to go. Tony Khan somehow is the Lord and Savior of the IWC because he is one of them. That's it. This footage didn't need to be shown. This footage didn't need to be on national television. You could have put this on Twitter. You could have had this on the AEW All Access show. You didn't. You put this on national television to drive ratings for this week's Dynamite alone. And you tried to give a build to Dynasty by having it be a reason why the FTR beat the Young Bucks or some shit like that. No. And CM Punk posted on his Instagram story too. He was like mission accomplished with a picture of George Bush. And it was just like, oh wow. You know, Punk didn't give a fuck. Like, this didn't hurt Punk in the slightest. And that was AEW's intention, was to hurt Punk. If anything, it benefited Punk. It got Punk more over than he already is. So this was for nothing. This was literally for nothing. Later on today, we'll find out what the ratings are, whether or not this publicity stunt, because this is what this is a publicity stunt, whether or not this brought more viewers or whether or not it hurt it. So, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. But Tony Khan needs to go. That is basically my final thoughts on this. And a lot more people are opening their eyes. The biggest AEW hardcore fans. I didn't even talk about this either. On the YouTube video showing the Young Bucks' segment, they took out the all-in footage from the YouTube video, and they were taking down tweets of people showing the footage. So why the fuck did you air it then? Because you know people are going to share this around. It's unnecessary. You know what I mean? It was unnecessary. And that segment video, and almost every single segment from this week's Dynamite, has more dislikes than likes. So this didn't benefit AEW in any way. This didn't benefit Tony Khan in any way. This hurt AEW. And despite what y'all might think, this hurts to see, because AEW is a great company, at least in terms of a TV product. But the backstage side, the business side, the management side especially, this is what happens when we let a member of the IWC run a company. Is this. People think that they run the fucking show. People think that they can do whatever they want, and that's that. And that's bull. That's pretty fucking stupid. So, yeah, hopefully this is my last video on this situation. Hopefully we can put this whole situation to bed. And, yeah, unless anything big happens from this, I'm fucking done talking about this, to be quite honest. But ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn post notifications on so you never miss an upload. And yeah, this has been your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. I will see you in the next video. Be good people, and peace.